Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die.
Are we live?
Hey,
Oh, hey.
Are we
I love
live?
that theme music.
We're
Absolutely. Are we on the
I know
air?
it is.
are
It's
live.
nice.
Are we on the air? I
We
saw
on the
Miss
air.
Paul.
Happy Thursday. Well,
That too.
welcome,
That too.
welcome everyone. Welcome. Even welcome to the teams. Welcome. Happy Thursday night talks. So I'm your sister Michelle, and as you know, when I come on, I expect a few things from you all. One, before I even start, good evening. Assalamu alaikum to our Muslim family. So before I get into anything, but again, you know what I'm about to say. Sister Kalila,
Boom.
thank you.
Bada bing.
I need you all to go on and like and share on Facebook because if you're seeing this right now, that's probably where you are.
Don't make it an option. Don't make it an option for yourself. Just
It's
share.
not an option, but they got to remember too that if they're on YouTube, they got to subscribe and share. So it's like two actions. So take Facebook, like and share. YouTube, you like and subscribe and share. There you go.
You want to share tonight with everyone that you care about.
Absolutely, because we got a good, interesting
if you're on
topic.
right, if you're on social media and you care about all those likes that you get and loves that you get and interactions that you get, well, return back the love and the likes, and you want to share this with everybody in your social media network because
Absolutely.
it's about learning how to become a successful person, and we're going to get into that discussion in just a moment.
Absolutely. And so before we even get there, Brother Tony, okay, we just have to make sure that if they have not had an opportunity to peruse down our little Facebook page, this might be the moment, or maybe after the show, but either way, while you're listening, you can be perusing down the Facebook page and looking for the next episode that you're going to watch right after this, or maybe something that you can share with family and friends or with your community. Either way, whatever information that you find on our page, it's all about saving someone's life, because it could be about relationships, it could be about anything, finance, spirituality. We have it all, family. So if you haven't had a moment, take the time, do it now, do it while we're on. Just grab somebody so that they can kind of hear the message and hear all the great, wonderful things that we have on our page. So anyway,
Sister Michelle, I got a suggestion, because we have so many videos on our YouTube channel and also on Facebook. Hey man, make it a telethon or marathon or whatever you want to call it.
I like that.
We're gonna watch videos today.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. I like that idea.
And
So we're
then
gonna go with that.
jot down notes, discuss what you've learned, because this is all about learning and learning, and we're learning how to save our own lives and save each other's lives.
Absolutely. And before I pass this on to Sister Kalila, I just want to let everybody know, if you are looking or trying to wonder how to make money or invest money, if you haven't already taken a look, this is a show that is going to get you there. So anyway, so I'm going to sign off. I don't want to go any further. I'm going to pass it on to Sister Kalila, and she will take us further into the show.
Listen, I'm trying to get all my people who love money. Listen. I mean, my hands are hurting. First of all, I want to start off in the most holy name of Allah, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all in the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum, and happy Savior's Day. We are all saviors, and this particular course of action is to help save what? Lives. So listen, I'm with you, Sister Michelle. If you all love people and you love the progress that we are attempting to make in our lives, then we are only striving to be one with God, who is the all in all, right? So this show is about not only how the dollar works, how we can gain access to it, and what will it benefit not only in the present, but also in the future.
Right.
So we're not talking about being selfish, because that's not how God created us. The world created us that way, but we are not selfish by nature.
That's
So
right.
this brother is going to get on here, and I promise you, I pray that you have your pens, your paper, just like we watched the
Get ready.
that new series that came. Right, everybody got their listen. It's going to be in my JJ words, dynamite. Okay.
Take notes.
So I am not going to belabor the point, Sister Michelle. I am going to pass the baton to my dear brother Tony, and he's going to take it away with the ministry.
All right.
Praise be to Allah. This is Khalil. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Yes, sir.
I'm never excited about simply making money.
Right. Okay.
What can be done with the money?
And
Let's
talk about it.
Tonight's program is going to be geared towards that and how we could be successful. And when we're armed with knowledge, we could gain anything that we desire to be successful, including money.
Right.
But money by itself, we're going to get into a conversation today.
Right.
So, on that point, dear family, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness to the oneness of Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the Supreme Being, to whom holy praises are forever due. I am forever thankful to my Almighty God Allah for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the eternal leader of the nation of Islam, and I thank them both for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that wonderful Redeemer in our midst today that is guiding the multitudes of our people. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. Buenas noches, Abaragani, Sak Pase, Brother Philip. Welcome to Thursday Night Talks, which we are the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives. Saving lives is what we are geared towards. Our Student Regional Minister, Student Minister Patrick Muhammad, assembled this force right here.
That's right.
Soon after the criterion message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan back in July 4th, 2020. And we were assembled with the idea in mind to guide our people away from, to take a experimental inoculation, if you will, which there were a lot of questions about, and there's still a lot of questions about. But through the guidance of the minister, he showed us that taking the experiment was not the right way. The enemy is experimenting on us all the time. And so they always want to see how we're going to function, how we're going to respond to different situations in life. And when we succumb to these kind of problems, these kind of traps that they lay on our path,
That's right.
then that hinders us from being successful.
That's right.
Tonight, we want to give guidance through the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, through the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, on how we could become highly successful. And we're going to have a brother on this program to help guide us along the way. And so tonight's ministry that we are focusing on is the ministry of trade and commerce, one of the 9 ministries that we were given by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan back in 2005 in the midst of the Millions More movement. And so the Ministry of Trade and Commerce is responsible for the growth and development of the business and economic interests of the society. This ministry is dynamic in nature, relying on the input of consultants with experience and success in business and economics. It analyzes the economic state of the community and develops programs and policies for growth and stability on the basis of the needs of the community. It translates skills, talents, and interests of the community into viable revenue streams, and works with the Ministry of Education to encourage entrepreneurship. And tonight we are going to receive an educational lesson.
Yes, we
It comes
are.
down to basic 101 when it comes down to becoming successful on a financial level, dear family. And so with that, I hand it over to you, Sister Felicia.
Sister Felicia.
You're on mute. We're about to go.
Thank you. All right, what an honor. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So I have the privilege and the honor of introducing our master teacher tonight. How about that?
Tonight.
How about that?
Mom.
All right, so here we go. Get ready. Brother Darrell Muhammad was born and raised in San Francisco Bay Area, where he attended private schools growing up. He later moved to Houston to attend Texas Southern University. He graduated with a bachelor degree in business administration, marketing. Knowing he wanted to be an entrepreneur, he started a professional career in sales. Brother Darrell accomplished his dream of being a stockbroker, working for several major Wall Street firms. Okay. That started his 3-decade-long journey towards personal financial empowerment. Since that time, Brother Darrell has excelled in sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. He created his own real estate training program, The Secrets to Wholesaling Real Estate. Darrell's greatest accomplishment is being a father of 4 wonderful adult girls and a grandfather. He is a proud member of the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for over 31 years.
Say that.
At this time, let's put our hands together to welcome to the stage Brother Darrell Muhammad.
There he is.
Round of applause.
The heavyweight champion of finance, Darrell Muhammad.
And our topic tonight, did we say what the topic tonight was?
Listen.
You go ahead and say it, Sister Felicia.
What is the money game and how can Black people win and dominate?
Listen, I'm ready. Let's do
I like
it.
how that sounds. Well, listen, I'm going to kick it off. Brother Darrell, I just, before we even get started, I just want you just to say a few words, just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get right into the questions. But I just want to give you a moment to just introduce yourself to our audience. And then I have a wonderful question that I want to go ahead and start leading us into this wonderful discussion this evening.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but he who came in the person of Mustafa Muhammad. In the name of his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the one that we will soon see in the next couple of days.
Yes.
Messiah among us, the last man standing along with the rest of us standing with him. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I greet you all in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so very much for inviting me and having me here on such short notice. And I'm just honored to serve brothers and sisters. And I want to also wish everyone a happy, happy, happy Savior's Day.
Thank
you
too, Brother Daryl.
Thank you so much. Sister Michelle, I think that what Sister Felicia read is good enough. We'll share more about me later on, but I want to get into the questions, and I appreciate the accolades. I really do. But the master, the master is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Come on,
Come
teach,
on.
beloved.
He
Come
has
on.
done in the area of finance and economics
on.
what no other man in America has ever done.
That's
right.
The
Come on
largest
now.
importer of frozen fish
Come on.
in America,
Right.
not among
Yeah.
Black people,
Come on.
in
In
America.
America, yes.
Right.
So I
How
will
about that
always,
white?
as our leader, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is.
Mhm.
I live
Yes.
1,000 years. I'll always be a student
Come
of
on.
those two great men.
Come on
So
now.
I'm a
beloved.
student, and I'm just doing my job.
Praise
And
be
Allah
to
has
Allah.
blessed me to share what He gave to me,
Yes.
share with my nation. He gave it
Yes.
to me to share with my nation.
Yes.
So here I am. Thank you
Beautiful.
so very much.
Alhamdulillah.
Praise be to Allah.
So
We're
humble.
honored to have you. brother. We're honored to have you.
Wow, that's beautiful. Listen, well, that's gonna lead us right into this topic. And thank you, and thank you, and thank you again.
You're
So, my question this evening is, what advice? And Jesus, it's Thursday, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. What advice do you have for someone living paycheck to paycheck?
Well, living paycheck to paycheck is 76% of most Americans in America.
Mhm.
See, so we have to understand it has nothing to do with how much money you make.
That's right.
It has everything to do about how much money you spend. Now, unfortunately, we have a standard of living here in America, and depends on what part of the country we live in, is higher in some areas than others.
Right.
But the bottom line is your income is too close to your outgo, yes, expenses.
Right.
So one of the things we can do, and the most common thing to do, is to increase your income, right? Increase your income, because you can imagine if your income is low and your living expense meets that or is equal. I mean, there's only so much you can cut back if you just focus on cutting back on expenses. But when you focus on income, the sky is the limit. So the ideal thing to do, sister, is to do both, increase and cut back. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said it like this: don't live beyond your means,
Come on.
meaning your ability to take care of yourself and be free and independent.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Brother Daryl, if we could segue a little bit into that, because if we're living paycheck to paycheck, we don't really leave anything for our children future-wise if we stay stuck like that for a protracted period of time. Can you discuss both the importance of building generational wealth and also instilling the know-how in our children of how to make and invest their money wisely?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, Brother Tony. Yeah, we have to break these generational curses that we have as Black people in America. And that's one of the generational curses that we have, is our relationship with money. Right? And we have to understand, when you open up your mind, and my book is designed to cause a paradigm shift around money towards independence and freedom. So we have to understand that, you know, if you're just making enough, right, and just enough to maintain, or just a little extra, because here in America we got to have some creature comforts. If not, that's you're not living the American culture. So we have to understand that if we're just looking out for ourselves, as Damon Dash says, that's selfish. You're living for your first name. We should be living for our last name. So, and it really has to do with self-love.
Come on.
Right? Self-love. And that's what we suffer from as Black people. The root of our problem is the lack of self-love. So if we love ourselves and understand that, especially brothers, us as men, right? As men. Because I can tell you this, Brother Tony, one thing, when I was a stockbroker, I had a lot of epiphanies you can only imagine. Being on the inside of Wall Street looking out instead of on the outside looking in, like most of us, right? So I would wonder, what drive these white people? What's driving them for financial excellence? And of course, it doesn't apply to all of them. It just applies to those who understand that they have to leave something for their children. They have to make sure that no matter how bad the future gets, their children have a mathematical probability of surviving better than those who fathers don't. Fathers who don't.
Right.
So if we say we are equal, right, claim we are equal, then as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, then we need to get up and act like we're equal and do what equal people of equal status that we claim to be a part of actually do. And that's looking out for your future. And that's our responsibility, because we bring them into this world, so we're responsible for them.
Brother Daryl, what about taking the time to instilling the idea in our children, the practices of becoming successful? Because just analyzing white people, and we're going to get into a little bit into that later, but analyzing white people, some of the most successful white people like Rockefeller and Vanderbilt, who had a rivalry going on at one point, and this is in the 19th century. And the difference between the two, just analyzing the two. Rockefeller made sure that the principles that he was living by, although it was not all righteous in terms of business, but in terms of the drive towards becoming successful in terms of business, he took the time to instill that kind of mindset in his children.
Right.
When it came to Vanderbilt, what his children and grandchildren did was just squander the money. By the time that it hit the second or third generation, all that money was gone.
Right.
If you could discuss a little bit about how important that is with the Black community, Latino community, among us, how it is absolutely necessary that we instill those kind of ideals into our children.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, those of us who followed Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and have been for some years, we know that the minister actually spoke about that. He spoke about how the Kennedys, right, sit down at dinner and discuss the future of the family and what they expect from their children. It is no mystery or no wonder why the majority of the Kennedys are attorneys, right?
Right.
That's right.
And Sister Felicia can speak upon this as far as the way money is set up to be perpetuated beyond the individual and into the future. Well, there's money, there's stipulation and guidelines for this money that they get, right? So as far as we know, and apparently that might have been one of the conditions. You had to be an attorney to get, your allotment. Now they ain't gonna be poor now. Don't get it wrong.
Right.
They just not gonna get all the money that they could if they submit and obey the direction of their father. Just like if we submit to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, then we will also receive the full benefit that has been promised to us. So it's very important, and dinner time is the best time to discuss it, to go around the table, see how everybody's doing. See, it shows, brother, a sign of high civilization. Because everybody got to eat, right? So there's no special meeting that has to take place. Then that brings you together as family. So it creates in the children the mindset growing up that this is a family, function. This is what we do as a family. This is the culture of this family. So we have to start doing it, and somebody has to break these curses and set the tone and demand some things, right? Demand, right?
No,
It's
and-
easy to excel when you have an expectation put upon you.
That practice is so beautiful, Brother Daryl, because we're so addicted to these things right now, and like that's the time at the dinner time you just tell your children, take off the headphones, put away the phones. Nobody, including the adults, nobody have their phone on them right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just have a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Good teaching, my brother.
It's that important. It's that important.
Absolutely.
You know, and bringing that, you know, topic to dealing with us as Black people and our brown community. Some analysts argue that the Black and the brown community suffers financially because of the unintelligent spending behaviors, as you specified, and not knowing how to find and not knowing financial literacy.
Literacy.
Thank you. Literacy and how it works. What degree of truth is this? And at the same time, why shouldn't these circumstances be reviewed in such a just a simplicity way?
Yes, sister. Well, you know, it is true. Unfortunately, that is the case. That we don't have the knowledge that we should have.
Right.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says that a man with equal knowledge cannot rule you. So you got to know that there's knowledge out there that is not common knowledge.
Right.
And that's what I've been on the pursuit of for now close to 40 years, since 1980.
Right.
Because in my early sojourner, right, Sojourner to Freedom, my early sojourn, I heard one of my mentors say, a formal education will make you a living, an informal education will make you a fortune. So from that point on, I was like, cool, that's what I want, an informal education.
Informal, come on now.
So you go and dig. Sisters, and we have to, understand, right, the dynamics that exist.
Right.
And we have to also understand that the scripture says, you have not, you seek and ye shall find.
Right.
Right? So you can't seek freedom waiting for somebody to do something for you.
Right.
That's something that you have to pursue. And as Brother Tony alluded to, by holding up the phone, it's even more detrimental now. Why? Because we live in the information age.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's at your fingertips.
Right.
It's called a smartphone. Right? So too much is given, much is required. So, so the environment is less sensitive to those who don't know when you got a cell phone in your hand and you have the world of information at your fingertips. So it minimize the compassion and the sensitivity, right? Because I'm in agreement. Right. At this point in time, we don't know because we don't want to know. Here in America, not because nobody came and told us. See, we still back in the pre-information age. We back in the pre-personal computer and internet age. See, we hadn't even caught up. We still talking about, well, ain't nobody came. They not gonna come to you. They not gonna come to
That's right.
You understand the dynamics? They can't nobody allow us to get up off the ground. Because then, like the minister say, we are the father of them all. We take our rightful place. They all gonna have to sit down.
That's right.
Right.
So they all got a vested interest in not letting us stand up.
Yes, sir.
Dear brother Daryl, I love how you reference the teaching so much and interwove it in your knowledge experience. So this next question is right up your alley. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as you and many of us well know, he said, observe the operations of the white man. Right. He makes no excuses for his failures. He works hard in a collective manner. You Dear brother, from the perspective of your great experiences, could you expound on the great value of this teaching?
Oh, brother, you can't exhaust the value in the depths of the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's
you can
right.
literally take it word by word and expound on it. But I would say in a nutshell, right? That's what the intelligent people do. They observe other people,
Right.
right? We are taught in our teaching, we are taught that what did the scientists do? They observed the people, they listened to the people, and then they wrote history, which is future, right? So we have to, that's a characteristics of a scientist, to observe, to watch, to study,
Like it.
right? So once again, you can just watch. Once your eyes has been opened, right? Once the film has been removed from our eyes of financial illiteracy, Sister Kalila, then you don't look at this, you don't look at things the same way. See, I can look at something and be like, man, them white folks just putting it all on TV. Somebody else look at it talking about, what are you talking about?
Right.
Because by being a stockbroker, that ripped the, you know what I'm saying? Ripped the veil from off of my eye. And I'm like, wow. But only those who also have that eye, that trained eye, see the same thing or even deeper. So by observing the white man, we can look and study, and then we'll ask questions in our mind and wonder why he's doing that, such and such and such. And then Allah, Master Muhammad, can answer that question for you, put the ideas in your head, put the answers in your head, or bring people in your pathway that would answer that question.
Right.
But it comes from observing. It comes from observing them. So it must be some value in what they're doing, right?
Right.
But Honorable Elijah Muhammad to say that. We just need to find the value of it and use it for ourselves.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Darrell, this is me, Brother Philip, the one that looked like the fingerprint because the light's tripping on me right here. In case y'all can see me over there. Believe it or not, I got all kind of lights going on in here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Thank you so much, Brother Darrell, for your beautiful spirit and what you share with us so far. And in the 4th chapter of the Holy Quran, in the 34th verse, reads, men are the protectors and maintainers of women because Allah has given the one more strength than the other, and because they support them from their means. Now, you've mentioned quite a few things like the importance of families, discussing the future around the table, and breaking generational curses, and even the discipline that comes from somebody telling the children to put the cell phones down. Go into it a little bit more, Brother Darrell. What financial guidance can you provide to help men in their role of being maintainers of women, and what does that mean?
Yes, sir. Good question. Yeah, well, we as brothers, we have to first come to the realization, and that's why FOI class is so important, of what is my duty? What is my responsibility, right? What is it to be a man over my house, over my wife, over my children? What is that? What does that look like? See, once again, observation. What does that look like? It's hard to mimic something or pattern yourself behind something that you have no idea in your mind of what that looks like. Okay. So we have to, as brothers in this, realize what is our position in the household. We are Khalifa, as the Honorable Minister.
Come on, beloved.
So therefore, we have to know I gotta be a God. I'm the God in my family. So how am I supposed to act? Be scared, be afraid, right? Scared to step out and take chances and take risks, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I wasn't good in math. We ain't talking about math. And you can't say that and be in the Nation of Islam, because we say Islam is mathematics.
Mathematics, right?
Right. Muhammad came and just put a dagger in that. So we got to let go of these things that are part of and contributing factors to our generational curse.
That's
and our
right.
generational curse first starts in our mind.
That's right.
In our mind, being miseducated. So once a brother know what his responsibility is, once we brothers know what our responsibility is, and we have the desire to want to be that.
Right.
I'm of the belief, and not so much of the belief. I'm of the knowing by my own life example. If you resonate that on your heart and you're sincere about it and you pursue it, then Allah will create the environment and the circumstances for you to find your way and be able to accomplish those things that you desire in your heart. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, desire feeds the will.
That's right.
Feeds the will. So we got to feed the desire.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So with building on that, we are taught to do for self, right? And pool our resources. We don't want to leave that part out. Okay. And based on your experiences with working with others, what are 3 ways to overcome the challenge of coming together to pool our resources and doing for self?
All starts with finding and identifying like-minded individuals.
Okay, got that.
Right. Secondly, once you find those like-minded individuals, then you have to agree upon a common destination. So that one can be about money, another one can be about money, one can be about wealth building, another one, but they're not about nation building. Right. And then thirdly, you have to make a commitment. Once you find those people, just like a brother, just like you find your wife, right? Y'all going in the same direction, but you come into an agreement that we're going to do this together until death do us part. So we have to understand that you know, just like the families that Brother Tony mentioned, they knew it was going. Their objective is going to outlive them.
Right.
Right. So they put things in place so as it would outlive them. So we have to do the same. We have to do the same. So you find those individuals that understand that we in it for multi-generational. We in it for the multi. If not, then they're gonna get off at one point while you gonna still try to keep on going. But you want somebody that'll go all the way finish line, which is multi-generational wealth. Now the question is, I want to go four generations deep. You want to go 3. You see, so that's a good difference. Okay, well, I'll spin off on 3 and you keep on going. But that's an advancement and a great improvement from where we are today.
Right. So, okay, with that being said, in this book, the Money Game, in the book, The Money Game, does it talk about collaborative approaches, individuals' efforts for financial success within the Black community? How does that expound on in here? And
Good
why
question.
is it important that everybody go get this book like right now?
Yes. Yeah, let me say this, sister. Thank you so very much for that question. One thing that we have to understand is that something as vast as money, you won't find it all in one book. It won't cover everything, right? So you see what I'm saying? You got to approach it with the right mindset, right? The bigger your aspiration is, brothers and sisters in life, the more pieces to the puzzle you have.
Come on.
So this book got a piece, that book, but see, you got to understand, somebody has to come and tell you these things. If not, you'll waste a whole lot of time trying to figure it out. Right. So that's the beauty of unity. That's what, and I do mention in the book, sister. As a matter of fact, I do. I give examples about the Nigerians and the Indians, and you know how they go and get it. Check this out. They go get the knowledge, bring it back to their community, and they use it. What do we do? From a slave mentality, we get in, and then we want to call everybody in, join us inside somebody else's.
Right.
And
they only called you.
and wonder why they want to kick you out, and then you got to go too, Negro. Right. That's why I don't be like mama say, make your neighborhood a decent place to live.
Right.
That's go get the education, you go get the knowledge, you go get and bring it back to the hood. Not go and move into their neighborhoods. That's a slave mentality. But come back to your neighborhood and you build that place up. So reason why
can I add to the build, Brother Darrell?
Yes, sir.
See, with that in mind, beloved, the idea and the concept of loving for your brother what you love for yourself. Isn't that an integral part of the process?
Of course. Of course. You can't love anybody. Mr. Farrakhan taught us this too, right? You can't love somebody else more than you love yourself.
Right.
How is that possible? The enemy knows that too. That's why he can't trust us, because he know we crazy like that. How you love him more than you love yourself? Because he don't do that. He don't love you more than he love himself.
Right.
So absolutely, brother. Absolutely. There's no doubt. That's what I'm saying. See, this book, back to sister's question, my book is not a typical money book. I say on the back, it's not like any other money book. This book is different from 99.9% of all the money books out there. Why? Because we don't need more techniques. We don't need more strategies. We don't just need the white folks' idea on building wealth and making money and crypto and Forex and real estate, and we just paint a black face on it.
Right.
That's not what we need. We need a total paradigm shift.
Right.
We need to change the way we approach and our relationship with money. If the foundational relationship ain't no good, it's not going to be no good no matter how much money you have. You know, so that's what that book is designed to do, right? And then how many books written by a black person, written by a brother who worked for major Wall Street firms that taught himself how to invest in real estate and have 31 years active membership in the Nation of Islam. Now, what other author you know out there that got that to bring to the table to add and infuse, as Brother Philip say, the teachings inside the book? So we don't need more techniques. See, that's the way. That's you know what I'm saying. You're gonna get more of the same thing that ain't giving you freedom.
Right.
You know, how intelligent is that? Something missing for athletes and entertainers who got multi-millions post something about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then got to come back later on and take it off. That lets you know that it ain't about the money. It ain't about the money. It's something else that's missing. And we have to know what it is, and that book talks about that, right? It reads on the back of the book that we have to have what they call, Brother Philip, resequent knowledge. Okay, resequent knowledge. Because I said, how we got the most educated black people in the diaspora or in America? There's no other country that have more educated black people than in America.
That's right.
So why we got all the techniques? We can go to Robert Kiyosaki's seminar. We can go to all of them, but somehow we ain't putting together like that. What's the problem?
Right.
See, so that was on my heart, and Allah had me to understand. But once again, it's from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I first heard him use the word resequent knowledge, not prerequisite, resequent knowledge.
Now you saying resequent? You mean requisite?
Resequent. Yes, sir. That's it.
Requisite.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So I give the definition on the back of the book based on the Honorable Minister. It's knowledge, sir.
No, I was going to say, Sister Felicia, can you hold that book up one more time for us, please?
Yes, I sure can. More than happy to. Yeah, more than happy to. Here we go.
Resequent knowledge is knowledge prior to general knowledge that's specific to the condition and circumstance and experience of black people here in America with money. And I say after that, Sister Felicia, what does it say after that? The Nation of Islam calls that the knowledge of self.
Yep.
So that's because I always wondered, Brother Philip and brothers and sisters that's watching, here's the knowledge that we get from general knowledge about money and crypto and, and affiliate marketing and all these things. And here we are right here, right?
Right.
There's a gap. Who fills in that gap? Who fills in the gap that's going to bring us up to that level? It's just like in education, right? If somebody is missing or can't, they got to get up to the 3rd grade level in reading, right? They got to get up to that. Something got to close that gap so now they can continue their pursuit of literacy. So where there's a gap there, right? Because I say on the back of the book, what did I say on the back of the book? About, in order to take full advantage of money principle, strategy, technique, we must have resequent knowledge. Resequent knowledge is, and I'm going to say that, it takes in consideration our unique experience as black people in America. Okay, so, here it is. All the information that's out there is written for the general public. In order to be able to apply the information, they assume you have certain basic knowledge, understanding. Now, here it is, brothers and sisters, and emotional aptitude about money. Our
One
emotional
more time.
aptitude about money is shot.
Emotional aptitude.
Emotional aptitude about money. That means what's your emotional relationship with money? So it's to scratch the surface, right? It's to plant the seed, right? We talked in the nation about the seed, right? Plant the seed, and at the right time it'll germinate, at the right time it'll sprout up. So it's to plant the seed in our minds and get us thinking independently for self around money. Because we'll never have as much as they have, ever, until the hereafter. And they're not going to be here much longer after.
You know, I wanted to talk about, and Brother Darrell, me and you were talking about, because we had a very lengthy conversation, and that's why I felt like it was very, very needed for you to be on the show, and of course sharing this series, which is the 9 series of the 9 ministries of just overall what the minister has given to us to build a nation, right? I was explaining to you about, you know, a situation that that I was privy to, you know, as a season ticket holder of my favorite team in the whole wide world.
She had to put that plug in.
Jose, who was that? The 49ers?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't do that, Brother Darrell. Don't do that. It's those Jaguars. Anywho, so what I was saying was,
home team.
you know, the home team. So I was sitting by a brother, an Indian brother, and you know, we've been sitting, right by each other all of this time, and then the last day of our home game, you know, I came in a little late, and he was like, you know, what do you do for a living? I say, I do a lot. But I was explaining to him, you know, of course, breaking down my 9 to 5, you know, I do this, I do that, and so forth. And he was basically saying, I'm interested in, clothing. This is what I do. I actually invest in clothing. Have you ever tried this, that, and another? And I was like, no, I haven't. And he was like, let me give you my number. I can help you with that. And I was talking to Brother Darrell about that, but I was like, I ain't call him though, because, and this gave this excuse where it just didn't, when I said it out my mouth, it didn't even make sense of what I said, but it was just an excuse that just kind of shunned me to where I took what I built out of my own hands and out of my own mind and made it so minute, so very small, and thinking that this Indian is above what I have accomplished. So I wanted to feel like I wanted to give him more than what I already had. And I wanted to touch, on that, because we are, doing these small businesses, but we don't give ourselves enough credit to first of all, activating the God within us, right? And then not only that, exploring people that see your worth without you seeing your own worth. But I wanted you, Brother Darrell, to kind of expound on how we kind of lose ourselves because we feel like we're not worthy enough for the gift of what God has given us.
Right, absolutely, sis, absolutely. Well, some of us have probably heard the saying, right? Your network determines your net worth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
well,
sir.
For Black people, your self-worth determines your net worth.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Your
part
net
right
worth,
there.
Your self-worth. What do you feel your value is, right?
Right.
That's
Mhm.
what Monique is talking about, a shade turn.
Right.
And that's what Taraji Penson was, you know what I'm saying? So what is
Mhm.
your worth?
Right.
And once we
Right.
make the proper paradigm shift, brothers and sisters, then we know it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with money.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Our emotional aptitude about money, right? The Bible said money cures all things, yes, right? But money has a place, and there's other places that money can't serve you.
That's right.
So we have to be clear on that, sister. Then we have to always remember what the God promised us.
Right.
In Problem number 13, he promised us luxury, money, luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks, friendships in all walks of life. You know? So we have to be looking. You ain't looking for the promise? You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
If you was thirsty, everything, you'll be always looking for some water, and everything will look like a glass of water.
Right.
See, so if we understand the dynamics and understand that Master Father Muhammad called us into this nation for something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
So it ain't about my little business. It ain't, it's not about that. It ain't about that book. Right? It's not about the book. It's about what the book has in it, what the book represents, and what it's going to serve inshallah, for generations to come. So we just have to make sure we just bathe our minds to whereas, you know what I'm saying? We always thinking it. And then you got to get into that spirit. You got to get into that space, and you got to consume yourself with it to the point to whereas, you always looking, you always listening.
Right.
Things just catch your ear. Why? Because your third eye, your mind has been tuned up for a certain frequency. Metaphysics is in the book, certain frequency. Because see, in his mind, he's thinking, no, wait a minute, I gotta talk to this black woman because she got season tickets.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So you got to understand how they think. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong, because you should do the same thing too. From the first game, you should be looking around.
Exactly. Come on now.
Network.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you
Mhm.
doing?
Yep. Building relationships.
That's right.
Yep.
And then we are taught that angels are human beings. That man might be an angel. You can't restrict Master Father Muhammad to angels just being black. Just in the Nation of Islam, he'll send a white person to be your angel, which is a messenger, right?
Right.
Right.
Courier of a message.
Farrakhan, don't you know that you're an angel?
Yep.
See, so just go like that. Then we're walking into what Master Fard Muhammad promised us. And that's to make us into himself. He put you in a place, he put you in a situation to get season tickets. Then he put you next to a man that's curious, that's gonna help you, right? And then Master Fard Muhammad wait till the last game.
Last home game.
Because after that, you probably would never seen him again after that. So
probably wouldn't have.
See why I called him a master? You see why I called him a master? You see why I called him a master? He's in the footsteps.
I'm a
He's
master.
in the footsteps of the master.
I'm a master student.
That's right. But you're a master.
That I
Footsteps.
That I like. Master.
So sister, that's what I'm saying. We tune our minds up, and we can see it as it's evolving right in front of, like say, in real time.
In real time.
Then you can walk in it because you're seeing it in real time. Then you start saying, I'm sitting right next to this guy. He just said such and such, and okay, Allah, okay, let's do this thing then. Let's get it.
Right. Praises be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Don't get me excited. Sister Felicia can tell you, because I used to have my own YouTube channel like you. We did 154 episodes. That's long as some.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
Let me be quiet. I hadn't heard from
I'm going to keep talking, brother.
I was going to say I'm gonna jump in here. By the way, I just dropped your book in the chat, so hopefully the audience can catch it. Go right into Amazon and go ahead and purchase the book. So anyway.
Yeah, I prefer for them to go to the moneygamebook.com. That's where you can get on my list.
Oh, okay.
Get on my list, and you'll be able to get the book on page 2. on the thank you page. When you go to that site, themoneygamebook.com, you get a free audio. I give you a free audio, but even if you don't buy the book, I give you a free audio that will start the paradigm shift around the money game and what is the money game.
That's what I'm
Right?
talking
And then when you
about.
buy the book, you step ahead of the game. So now you can comprehend more of it soon.
Voila. So I'm going to go into and ask the question because we've talked a lot about different things and we're going right back to the point because we know that a lot of us that are working jobs, either you're making some money, maybe a lot of money, maybe you're working 2 jobs, and we all are bill to bill. It's foot to mouth. You're like one paycheck away from literally being homeless, right? It doesn't take much. So now we're talking about, okay, now we're trying to get ourselves in a better position. So now we're talking about building legacy and generational wealth. Well, that's a whole different conversation or connection, or I wouldn't say different, but you need to connect it because you got to understand the importance of legacy and generational wealth and continuing to see yourself beyond yourself at the moment. So for families, it's important that we understand building the legacy and the generational wealth. We get that. So talk to the audience about what are some ways that we can ensure the continuum of wealth. There's many things like you mentioned that you can do, but we need to start thinking that if something happened to me today, will I leave my children in a place where they can still continue to progress and take advantage of what they need to take advantage so that they're not placed in a position of being economically poor, right? So let's talk about that because that's important because we see it all the time where someone passes away, and I'm just using that as an example.
Right.
They don't leave their children anything, right? Because they were maybe not thinking, forward thinking, and they've left them in a position now they're struggling. They got to pay for different things, and they just didn't leave them anything to kind of help them in their life as they're moving through. But anyway, we'll go back to that. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sister. Yeah. Well, the simple answer to that is you have to have something set aside for the inevitable, either in cash or insurance, right? Yeah. So, because as my regional minister said, Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad says, a GoFundMe is not an insurance policy.
Come on. Come on.
So we have to prepare for that. We all know it's coming.
Right.
How are we not prepared for it? Savior's Day is coming. How are we not prepared for it? So it's just preparation. It's just preparation. Right? It's just preparation, sister. But I understand what you're saying. See, the challenge that we have is, Daryl, that sounds good and that grandiose ideal and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I'm living from paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
So give me some stuff that I can use to get me out this condition right now.
Right.
Right. That's why the enemy keeps us poor. Right. You're taught that in the Serene Wisdom. Why do they keep us poor?
Right.
So we be used as a tool and a slave. Right. So that's the reality of life. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to start where you are. You got to become more aware that emotional aptitude. You got to look at what you got. Look at what you have. Look at your money that you have. Don't judge it. Oh, it just ain't a lot of money. Well, give it to me if you don't want it.
Right. That's hard.
It's kind of hard for you to expound, for something to expand that you condemn. Right? So look at what you have. Look at what you have and track it and thank Allah for it. Thank Him, like the old people used to say. This house might not be much, but what? But it's mine.
But thank Allah. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't curse the job you got.
Right.
Allah take that from you. Wish you had it.
Right.
That part.
So you look at what you have, and one of my network marketing mentors said this in the book. He said, don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you have to get what you don't have.
Right.
That's it right there.
So look at your money and then look where you can cut back. And just know that if you plan right and get the right knowledge and, you know, all the other thing, aptitude and deal with these emotions. So we, you know, we're the most traumatized people on the planet Earth in the history of the planet Earth.
Right.
Think about that, right? So we got to deal with these traumas that are related to money.
Right.
Yes.
Okay? So we have to look at, okay, I know I got to sacrifice.
Right. Right.
But if you understand sacrifice, the right sacrifice is always temporary.
Mm.
And the minister tells us the definition and the purpose of sacrifice, to give up now to get something better, greater later.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then see, once you get the knowledge, then see that help with Islam, meaning brings peace to your mind to know that, okay, others have been in worse situations. They got out. Okay, I can see where, you know what I'm saying? I can do this, that, and the other and move and go here and do this. Oh, okay. All right. See, so that gets you out of the state of depression. That gives you hope. And then you can go from there and start paving a way to get out of that condition, to never look back. And then that's how you get, the only way you can get into generations into the future, you have to leave where you are and move rapidly in that direction and put things in place to make that happen. So I tell brothers all the time, if you have more month than money, that means your math is wrong. Your math is wrong. What do you mean? Sometimes we just gotta go get a job, brothers.
Say it. Hold on.
You know, not just a job. Sometimes we gotta get a couple of jobs.
That's not what
Come
you
on.
said.
That's not what they're
Oh no.
No, but
Brother Daryl,
that's
say
actual
it
fact.
again. Brother Daryl, say it again.
Say
So sometimes you have to get a job or get a better job. Sometimes you have to go. Look at the enemy creates it to where you can go get an HVAC license in 6 months, and you know what I'm saying. If you don't do something, you're gonna be broke in 6 months.
Come on, that part.
18 months from now. So why not go and get that HVAC license?
Waiting
right?
for that
And
mystery
go-
job, like the mystery God. Go ahead, come
Right.
up to, and what you
'Cause
were
if
saying
you-
about the
So the math not right, brother Tony. If you gotta get 3 jobs to make up the same amount of one job, then you're
Right.
something wrong. Something wrong.
actual fact.
Your
wasn't
math
going there,
your
but
math
that
ain't
is
adding up.
actual
Something wrong with this equation.
Right, you're right. You're actually on like that rat race. You're in that treadmill going fast and not going anywhere.
Fast.
Yeah. One of
Fast.
my network marketing mentors said you got to slow down sometime to speed up.
That's
Mm,
exactly
yeah,
2 steps
I
back.
see that. Yep.
2 steps, 3 steps forward, I say.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We do have some questions from the audience, and we're gonna plug in the book one more time, responding to this question right here. What is the title of Brother Daryl's book? Can we get that title once again?
It's streaming on the bottom.
The Money Game.
Game book.
But
The Money Game. It's
The
Hold on,
Money Game.
it's the subtitle. The
Uh-huh.
Money Game, so Black people can win and dominate.
and dominate. That's important now.
Oh, but
That's
that's
important.
the mindset of a God. He don't want to
Right.
play not to lose.
Right.
He want to play to win and dominate. Win and then dominate. You
That's
got to
right.
win to get to the point of domination. A God dominates. Isn't Master Muhammad dominating?
Yep.
That's right.
Isn't the
That's
most honorable
right.
Elijah Muhammad dominating? Isn't Farrakhan, the honorable men's Louis Farrakhan? He just ain't winning. He dominating the enemy.
Dominate.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have another question here, Brother Daryl. What 3 strategies? I don't know if you could limit it to 3, but what strategies do you recommend that we pursue to secure multiple streams of income?
Multiple.
The bet, when I was a stockbroker, people used to always ask me, what's the best investment? What's the best investment? And I tried to answer that, but later on I discovered the best investment is in yourself.
Come on.
Come on.
So let a stream, you say income. Well, income mean a rate of return. You invest in yourself in the right investment, you will get a rate of return on investing in yourself. I would say whatever is, let's say like this, whatever's natural to you,
That's right.
right? To put it to you like this, what do you have any hobbies? Do you have anything you like to do? Here, see the beautiful thing about being in America, so we gotta recognize the beautiful part too, is that whatever you do for fun, somebody out there making money doing.
Come on.
Right.
You just need to figure out how to do that. Because see, what happens is, right, you spend all your time jumping, you call it the shiny object syndrome, right? You jump here, jump there, jump here, not understanding that there's a requisite, right? There's something that you gotta bring to get
Right.
those outcomes that they're seducing you with on how much money that can be made. Don't take the cynical position of, oh, they lying. No, it can be. I mean, assume that it can be. The question is, can I do it? And it's based on what you bring to the table. So I would say the top three things is number one, yourself. Number one, yourself. Why should the customers invest in you or whatever you're promoting? You haven't invested in yourself. So invest in yourself. And then the other things are things that is just, so it won't be so much, it's going to be work. So it won't be so much grudge work that you're doing it for the money.
Right.
If you're doing it for the money, then the money is the master and you the slave.
Right.
Come on. Yeah.
Right. But so what do you like doing? I like cooking. That's a business. I like sewing. That's a business. I like reading books. Review books. Review books. I don't know. See, the whole idea, brothers and sisters, is open your mind up so Allah can give you ideas. Stop looking. See, our job is we're just messenger. I'm just a messenger, right? To open up your thinking, to take the lid off. So now you can pursue and you can go down the road that Allah guides you down to get to your destination.
It's so funny, brother. Daryl, one of my parts of my business is shopping for my clients. And that's what I love to do. I love to shop. I love to go in those stores. I love to be like, okay, I let them, do like this portfolio about themselves, the sizes and everything. Where are you going? Is it going to be cold? Do you want long sleeve, short sleeve? And I go in those stores and I guarantee you, I had a situation. I was in a store and I grabbed something and I had it in my basket. And a sister passed by and tried to take it out my basket. I was like, are you trying to take something out my basket? She said, I'm sorry. That's just so fly. I was just over there and I ain't see that. So I'm just mad because you got that. And I mean, we literally had like a whole full-fledged conversation about why she didn't see it and I got it. And I was like, but this is what I do. Now, if you would like to, take on my business, I would love to give you a card and I will also shop for you. Oh, well, can I get that piece? Well, they don't know. I said, yeah, every time I shop for a person, I send them a photograph of what I'm getting. So they can be like, okay, you're on the right track, or no, I'm not interested. Maybe we can try a couple of colors and so forth. But that's what I do because like you said, it's something that I love to do. So I can only bear witness to what you're saying, brother Daryl.
Yeah.
Life is too short not to have fun living.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, brother,
What do we got? Brother Mark.
Brother Mark.
Earth to Mark.
On that question, I thought we could go to brother. He already touched on the question I had.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. With the requisite knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say this while you all get your questions together. Part of what the objective of this book, brothers and sisters, is that we have to be like the Jewish people in so many ways. Minister Farrakhan talked about that too. But we have to be like the Jewish people in the sense that we have to take our unique suffering of slavery and use it as a tool of empowerment for ourselves and our people, right? So what Black book of money about a book about money for Black people comes from that perspective. We have to be like the Jewish people, right? And use our unique suffering as a force, as a powerful force to why we have to win and dominate. Why we have to win and dominate. So that's part of the objective of the book, right? Because we have a uphill battle, but it's not for the faint at heart.
Right. Praises be to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Brother
Brother
Darren,
Philip?
you've laid out quite a few of the common obstacles. Yeah, can you all hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear
Yes.
you. I can hear you
Hear
now.
me?
Hear you,
Mic
bro.
check.
Yes.
One, two,
okay.
1, 2.
Hello. You laid out quite a few obstacles faced by Black and Brown people in accumulating wealth, like living beyond your means, learning about money, and getting requisite knowledge of self. And I just want to go back a little bit more, Brother Darrell, as to what you were talking about just a minute ago, because you dropped quite a few gems. And let's go into the book a little bit more. You talked about there were three things. You know, the first one you said is invest in yourself, right? One of the gems that you dropped in terms of three things that we could do that are inside the book to help us overcome our obstacles to wealth accumulation. What are the other two things? You're about to go into the other two. The first one was invest in yourself. What's the second and the third one you was about to drop?
Well, invest in yourself. And the second one I said, right, identify what you like to do, right, that you may do for a hobby, and turn that into something monetary, right? And then I would say the third thing would be is to have the long-term plan, right? Have the long-term plan. What is the long-term plan? Get this money, and as I think Brother Tony said at the beginning, get this money and do what with it?
Come on, beloved.
Do what with it? Because if you don't know what to do with it, then you'll default to the programming that was been given to us as consumers. You spend it, and you can't outspend the economy. Nobody got that much money. You'll just end up broke. A
Right.
whole bunch of things. So those are the three things, Brother Philip, I would say, right, to do, and is to prepare for tomorrow, prepare for the future, leave our children better off than what we found them or left them the way we left them. See, that's the noble thing to do, right? And we all can strive to do that. In my book, and what I've learned over the years, there's two things that these type of people that play the money game to win and dominate. There's two things that they leave their children. Two things, one or two things or both. They leave them books, right? Wisdom, books of wisdom that can advance them into the future. And then secondly, they leave them income producing assets.
Come on.
Assets. So see, once you take the lids up, once we get the right knowledge, how hard is it for you to accumulate books to start leading?
That's right.
How hard is this for you to start, working towards assets that generate cash, as income producing assets, right? And then you leave that. So maybe 2 generations down the line, one of your great grandchildren be going through a box of books, and they'll get this book and say, "What? Let me see what's this book right here? Wow, man, God, woo!" But see, Allah already put something in them. They just had to find it. So now they find the book, and now they're gonna take the family to the next trajectory. So that's how that works. That's how that works. And then I realized when it comes to books, brothers and sisters, because I used to think, because I heard a statistic years ago, the college graduates on average read 1 book a year. I'm like, dang, that's everybody. That's white, black, Chinese college graduates read 1 book a year. So we must read what, 10 pages? I don't know. And then I started seeing all these black folks writing books. I'm like, I ain't writing books. Those black folks don't read no books. But as time goes on, Allah brings you along. I said, oh, we got to be like the Jews. Jews don't write books to become Amazon #1 bestseller. That's not the main reason why.
Right.
The main reason why they write books is to control the narrative.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. So when you go do some research on this, that, and the other, and go to the library and start, put together your bibliography, it's all from their perspective, all based on the narrative. And they publish books about us, or finance books about us, or edit books about us. See, so what helped me to realize that is our research department. It's like, oh, I see what I see what Brother Wesley and them doing. And
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
Right.
put your narrative out there in the public domain.
Mhm.
Because if not, a lie look like the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Brother Daryl, what other specific advice would you offer any other Black and Latino entrepreneurs aiming to dominate in their respective industries?
Absolutely. Now I have to say this: it's not. I don't think it's a biased opinion, brother, because by Allah's grace, the things that I pursued in life professionally has been done intentionally, because I saw what was needed. For example, when I enrolled in the college at Texas Southern University, my major was finance because I wanted to become a stockbroker, but I couldn't get it past accounting. So I moved it over to marketing where I didn't have to take accounting. So here's the thing. You have to learn how to sell. Ain't no way of getting around it. Ain't no way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. There's no way of getting around it. But it comes from a paradigm shift. I ain't no good talker. Wrong. I ain't no, slick. I don't convince people. You don't have to convince a thirsty man to buy water. You don't have to convince him. See, so you have to learn how to sell, because statistics say 80 to 90 or whatever percentages of startup businesses fail within the first 5 years. Why? Because lack of capital.
Right.
But if you know how to sell, you wouldn't have no lack of capital.
Come on.
You can sell yourself out of a slump if you know, as long as it ain't too deep and all that kind of stuff. But we have to sell, because what happens, Brother Tony, is that, and it's in the book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, right? I'm good at cooking. So somebody tells me, I say, well, I'm gonna open up a restaurant, right? So now I'm a chef who owns a restaurant. But then why aren't they successful when you got, you're one of the best chefs in America? Because you're running a business now. You're not just a chef. You now have to know how to run a business. Now you have to know how to bring customers in. Now you got to know how to treat the customer. Now you got to know all this other stuff. See, so if you're an entrepreneur, then you need to know what it takes to be a business owner. Because if not, you'll be stuck as a chef that owns a restaurant versus a business owner that owns a restaurant. You got to, at some point in time, flip it. You understand? You're not a chef that owns a restaurant. You become a business person, and you get on the other side. Now you're a business person who owns a restaurant.
Right.
Okay, so they have to learn sales. You have to learn marketing, right? If not, you got to pay somebody to do it. But even at that, you have to have some level of competency, because you wouldn't know what they're doing if you're just clueless to sales and marketing. So you have to know that. You have to know that. And like I said, our most honorable Elijah Muhammad was the master teacher. He had the FOIs as salespeople. We use the final call to learn how to sell. So you have to. You have to say, we wouldn't have anything in this society if it wasn't a salesperson that made it happen. Period, hands down. So they should be one of the most reverenced people in a free enterprise capitalistic society, are salespeople and finance people.
Great. Dear brother, wonderful show is focused on the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, so we have to have this question fit into the show. Commerce is defined as the activity of selling, especially on a large scale. How do you define commerce? Why is it so important to build wealth?
Kind of broke up there, brother. If you can repeat that, so make sure I understand what you said.
Sure. Commerce is defined as the activity of buying and selling on a large scale. How do you define commerce, and why is it so important to building wealth?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, well, that's a good definition. We'll go with that. Right. I know the minister gave us the definition of business. I think he called it home management fund. But anyway, so to answer your question, see, we have to understand, especially those of us in the nation, right? Master Fard Muhammad called us here to help him build a nation. You have to have trade and commerce in order to have a sovereign nation. You have to trade with other countries to have a sovereign nation. right? You have to have that. So somebody over time in the Nation of Islam, we have to mature to that level to as we understand what are the mandatory dynamics to make up a sovereign nation. You have to have land. Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan said, from the land produces all the other industries you need to survive.
Right.
Right. So yeah, and you build wealth by default. You provide enough services to other people. You'll build wealth by default, by accident. You know, so it's vitally important. See, that's the last stranglehold that our enemy has on us. The messenger said in Message to the Black Man, he controls our economy. He stands in between us and the money. So we have to pass by him in order for us to get it. We got to go around him. Say, excuse me, appreciate you in the way. And we can do that now with the internet because now you direct to consumer. See,
that's
direct to consumer.
That's right.
So he don't have no sympathy for us. No, I see why. Because it's direct. You got direct to consume, and you still talking about no justice, no peace. No, you ain't gonna never have. Now you gonna get broke up. The longer you
broke up and in jail.
Broke because the dollar is losing value. That picket sign when you go back to buy another one next week gonna cost you more because the dollar has gone down.
That's right.
So we gotta understand.
Man, Brother Daryl,
Elijah Muhammad got Peru to do business with him. Mr. Farrakhan got brother Muammar Gaddafi. There's countries that want to help us. We have to mature to the level to be able to give and receive because it's an exchange.
Yes, say that. We got to be able to give and receive.
But what are we going to get in return?
Right.
You know, we have to understand these things. I'm sorry, brother. You were saying something else?
No. I'm cheering you on, brother. I'm in the cheering section. You know? Yes. But Brother Daryl, thank you so much. You've given us so much of your time and dropped so many incredible gems on this financial issue. And you know, mere religion counts for nothing unless carried into practice. And I know that you've given so much to us today individually. I know just me being a father and being a maintainer that we got to go back to the basics. And the basics is self-knowledge. And as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has given us, self-improvement is the basis for community development. So thank you so much, brother, for sharing with us. And I know I got to jump on there and get your book. And we got to do a part 2 in the near future. Inshallah, after Savior's Day. Will you be setting up at Savior's Day or presenting, or will you have the book available at Savior's Day?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Philip, because to get off without stating that would be a big mistake. I don't have a booth or anything there, but I will have my books available. I have about 20 books. So, you know, reach out to me via Facebook. It's the Money Game Book on Facebook, a Facebook group. It's my name, Daryl Muhammad, on IG, and just look for me. You know, I'm gonna have flyers and J cards and passing them out. But you look for me because I'll be looking for you.
Yes, and I'll be looking because I want mine personally signed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm bringing mine too to get
I want
signed.
mine too, Brother Daryl. Can you finally accept my request on Facebook, beloved?
Oh.
Brother Daryl, put you on the spot like that. Ooh, Lord, this is so bad.
Don't say that, Brother Daryl. Don't say that.
Absolutely, brother. And I apologize for not doing it.
No.
To this point, you know, because that's the platform, right? The enemy can use it for no good. We can use it for good, and we should, you know. But let me just say this. I mean, I have time. I put aside time. So, you know, don't worry about it if you want to go a little bit longer, because tomorrow's not promised to us, right? And if you're a nation man and a nation woman, then this is what God called you here for, to give your life.
That's right.
And what am I going to do when I leave here? Nothing that's greater than what I'm doing now. So I'm not rushing to go down in vibration, right? The highest form of conversation, so teach the Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan, is the revelation of God. Yeah. So, you know, and then we got so much work to do, right? We're talking about, you know, multiple generation curses. There's something that I realized, brothers and sisters, it's a scientific term. I had assumed that it existed, but then I read a sister's book, Joy something, starts with a D.
Joy DeGruy.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes,
She wrote a
there you
book
go.
on post-slavery trauma, right?
Yeah.
Right.
In that
100%.
book, brothers and sisters, she used the term called epigenetics.
Epigenetics. Yes.
That is when your
epigenetics.
DNA is coated with trauma.
Right.
Mhm. From your environment. Yep.
So that means we have in our personal DNA
Mm-hmm.
slavery trauma
Yep.
that is carried on from generation to generation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Function that way.
so that's why God had to come with that truth that just pierces through all of that,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
A prophet can't do it. He don't have enough juice,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
God had to come himself and come with that supreme wisdom that is pregnant. So when you digest it, it's like medicine. You don't know what's in that pill,
Mm.
but you swallow it and gets in your system and dissolves, and it does what it's supposed to do. And all you know that over time you'll feel better, you look better, and
That's
you
right.
think better, and you have better outcomes and results. So this is something, brothers and sisters, that has to be talked about. Like I say, more and more and more and more. It's too often money is saved last.
Yeah.
Saved last.
Right.
Brother Nuri
should
says it
do it.
like this: money is second to oxygen.
Mm.
Right? But we have this thing in our mind if we talk too much about money. Then our environment is not conducive to it and all this other kind of stuff, right? Why do you think Master, and this is just me talking, why do you think Master Muhammad, taught the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, just them two? Just them two.
Right. Right.
Not Elijah Muhammad and one or two others.
Right.
Privacy, away from people, exclusively.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to get away from people. You got to get exclusive. You got to keep your thoughts to yourself.
That's right.
And you just got to manifest it, because talk is cheap
right.
and it's getting cheaper every day.
Mm.
See, so we got to start, Brother Daryl, you got to start manifesting. But again, a messenger's job only is to deliver a clear message, not to do the work. It's not
And you've done that today. That's
I
for
was
sure.
gonna say, Brother Darrell, I wanted to, because a thought came in my mind as you were speaking, and we've been told this in various ways. When your circle really talks about, or how do they say it? What is the saying? You are
Your net worth is your. Oh. Yeah.
You are the. I don't. It's
You're the reflection of your closest, the closest five people.
Five closest.
Five closest people. Yep.
Exactly. And it's a good point, and maybe you can expound on it. But it's important to know your circle and what everybody is saying, because if you notice, it's like if you have 4 people around you and they're all talking about their issues with money and how they can't save money and how they never have money and they could get money. And this is a conversation that you are having day in and day out. And then you're wondering why you're not attracting money or getting money, even thinking about how you can get yourself to a better place, right? To take advantage of getting money so that it'll allow you to live better, leave money, whatever it is that you want to do. But I think it's important because we have to realize that what goes in our ears is what's affecting a lot of the things that we do, think, move. But if you want to expound on that,
absolutely.
Because I talk to my children about that all the time.
Absolutely.
Self open to anybody.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Well, as they said, as you said earlier before coming on, if you're around those people like that, run, Forrest, run. Right? Because you don't want, not when it comes to that now.
Right.
Everything is not for everybody, and everybody's not for everything.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Right? A wise man knows who to talk to and who not to talk to.
That's right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So we have to know who it is that we need to share that with. You don't share that with everybody.
Right.
You feel them out. So you get into a scientist and do like like the Jewish people do. Them smart Jews, they'll come around you and ask you a whole bunch of questions. And when you ask them about them, oh, you know, it ain't no big deal. I just got this little business this big. Hey, man, please.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to know what you doing. They want to know what you got going on. They want to know what you. They trying to size you up and see what you know. Yeah, where are you from? And so just and it's not to judge.
Right.
Don't judge. You don't know enough about people to judge, right?
Come on.
So it's not really judging, right? It's just like the scientists. You observe people and you say, okay, when it comes to football, Brother Tony, Brother Philip, Brother Mark, these my folks right here to talk about football, talk about sports. Right. When they talk about money, these my people over here. And it's just based on what they respond, how they respond to when you drop something out there, right? Drop something out there. Okay, well, no, they going over in that category. Right? That's number one. Then number two, you pick your friends.
That's right.
You pick your friends. Only folks you don't pick is your family. So you have to hold the mirror up. Remember, it's always self-improvement. Hold the mirror up and say, why am I attracting these people? Because you're on the same vibration as they are.
That's
right. Talk about the vibes. Talk about the vibes.
You raise up your vibration, they ain't gonna want to be around you
at all.
Vibration, or you ain't gonna want to be around them unless you talking their vibration.
Exactly.
The level of their vibration.
You acting funny.
I am acting funny.
I used to get that when you were elevating.
Right, I am acting funny. You sure right. You sure right. Yeah, you don't argue the obvious. You acting funny. I am acting funny. I'm acting funny about my money because ain't nothing funny about my money.
Ain't nothing funny.
Brother Daryl, sometimes we gotta live by the principle. Sometimes, if I can't change the people around me, I change the people around me.
Yeah, you change people around you. You change the people around you, and sometimes it's better for you to be by yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I think Allah would prefer that because He's not trying to compete against you in a conversation with somebody that's around you in the TV and the radio, and you know what I'm saying. Always got to be around people. Right. Messengers of God and prophets of God, they spend a lot of time by themselves. That's how they got revelation. That's how they became one with God. Right. So their security was in God, not being around other people.
That's right.
Right. And they went amongst the people to handle the business of God that He revealed to them while they were by themselves.
Yes, sir.
Always.
So brother, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's once you get in that space and you start understanding, it becomes fun. That's why I can talk all night about this. Just like the teaching. Truth gives you energy.
Yes. Right. Yes.
And we're talking about truth just as far as money is concerned.
Yes.
Right.
It's just money. Yeah. And let me say this, brothers and sisters, because we're trying to do as much as we can, like the minister, 2 hours and try to hit as many points. Because, but there is no morality attached to money. Stop attaching morality with money. There is no such thing as bad money.
Right.
It's just bad people with money.
With money. Right. Exactly.
Matter of fact, and I don't know if I share this with you, but I do a exercise every morning. Right. And sister said it earlier, love money. So I flipped it. I said, wait a minute. The Bible says the root of all evil is the love of money. I said, okay, well, let's flip it. I love money, but guess what? Money loves me.
Money loves
me. Money praises me. Money worships me. Money obeys me. So here's what I started doing. Y'all ready? Yes, here's what I started doing. Every time I release money, I give it instructions.
That's right. Come on. That's what you do. That's what you do. Tell him. Come on. Give me some more. Give me some more there. Give me some more, Brother Darren. That's what you do.
So I said, okay, if it serves me, if it's my servant and I'm his master, what does a master do? It tells its servant what to do.
What to work.
Exactly.
Okay. Send my daughter some money. I say, all right, $260. I want that to go to my daughter and serve her well.
And serve her well.
All right, I want that money to go to Minister Farrakhan and use it well. Serve the minister well. How about this? You invest something. You say, okay, money, I want you to go out in this investment and come back with some more of your friends.
Come on, that's right. Yep.
More your friends.
Yep, exactly.
But see, once you open up your mind, then you're not confined to a book. Allah started. He just dropped that in my head. Okay, tell it what to do. Say it loves you. It serves you. It's obedient to my instruction. It does what I tell it to do. All right. That's what we're going to do.
Money be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, so I tell it what to do, brother Tony. I tell it what to do.
Yeah.
Now don't come back until you come back with more.
Till you come back with more. Don't you dot this
Bring
door
some
until you come back with
friends
more.
with you.
Yeah.
Bring
Go
some
ahead.
friends with you.
$1. I want you to go back and go get your friend called 10.
That's right.
Go get your friend called 20. See, that's why I call it the money game, and I talk about it there. Sis Felicia can tell you. If you look at it as a game, right? As a game, money is just measurements. Islam is mathematics. How is it mathematics and money is numbers, but we ain't got that. What that means, our relationship with our Islam, as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is missing. We missing the connection somewhere, right? We missing a connection somewhere. Just like I'm getting into Forex. Forex trading is about probability. I'm like, well, God doggone. That's mathematics. I said, shoot, believers in the nations, we should be around here just making all the money in Forex. Anything that has to do with probability. Right? So that's what I mean. If we shape our minds up, then we'll start seeing everything differently.
Right.
Everything differently. So don't attach morality to money. It ain't good or bad. I even say now, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I say money is divine. Money is holy. What? See, we buzzing up that mentality.
Yeah, because you're giving it an assignment.
Why is it holy? What did the minister teach us?
Yeah.
He said Moses, when he met with God, right? And he was standing on holy ground, as Farrakhan said, what? It's not that the ground was holy.
Right.
It's because God was present with Moses and God made the ground.
The ground. Yeah.
So I make money holy.
Right.
I make money righteous. I make money divine because I'm divine. And I give it destruction and give it a divine purpose.
A divine purpose. Yes.
You know, the beautiful thing.
Oh, that's a little too strong, but Tony. God, you might have to back that up with some Quranic verses, brother. I ain't too good with the Quranic verses.
There you go.
Listen.
Look, he's getting me back for mentioning that comment about friend requesting on Facebook.
Listen, Brother Darrell, we have a segment at the end of our show, and it's called the Tree of the Week, right?
Dun, 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 the Tree of the Week.
So, and you hit it right there. And our Tree of the Week is...
Money is not real wealth.
It's not real wealth.
No, money is not real wealth.
Okay, and let me explain that. Okay, it indicates here that money is not real wealth. You cannot eat it, you cannot wear it, nor live inside of money. Money is a tool to buy food, clothes, shelter, and everything you need to live a comfortable and fulfilling life. This is true for every human being for all of its life. Does wealth have any means to money? Well, in the 2023 Modern Health Survey, they found that it encouraged that the findings confirmed this view. Feelings and being wealthy is about much more than how much in your bank account or the balance in your bank account. It's actually about choices, control, clarity, and also social life, family, careers, balance, and flexibility, experiences, and guess what? Good health. So that is our Tree of the Week.
Can I add to that, sister?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are taught, right? Look up words, right? Parse words.
Right.
The root word to wealth is wellness. Is wellness, right? And wealth and money is a byproduct of something. See, we look at it as it. It is not it. It's the results of something. It's a byproduct of something.
Right.
You look at a child, that's not it. It had parents.
Right.
Right? So what produced that child? It didn't produce itself. It ain't out no vacuum. It's something has produced that money. And money is just a means of measurement
Right.
to keep score, right? At the game called money, the money game. And you all, what's the name of the show? Something about life. How's it go? What is it?
It's the 7th Region Coalition, where we help save lives.
Save lives. See, you have to relate money to saving lives.
Come on, beloved.
Right.
Right? Here in America, not having money is a death sentence. Not having money in America, then knowledge, of course, right? Not having money and the right knowledge, you sentence yourself to death. You eat bad food, you're gonna get bad education, you're not gonna have health care, and you're gonna die. Right? So see, that's what I'm saying. So see, we got to change our thinking about money, right? It's almost we should look at it like it's a sin not to have money.
Right, that is correct. Right, yes.
It's a sin not to have money. I remember I heard a rabbi on YouTube, a young rabbi talking about money. That was his space, and he said something, brothers and sisters. And I want to share this in closing with the believers that are listening. He said in so many words, you know why Jewish people always, pursue money and business and high income professions? He said, because it's expensive to be a Jew. I said, that's it. We have not crystallized in our mind that it's expensive to be a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis.
It is.
You ain't got to tell me how many uniforms we up to now, Brother Tony?
Listen, it is.
3. We're gonna go to white very soon.
It is.
That's $400 times 4. That's $1,600. Then you got Savior's Day gift. Then you got traveling. Then we supposed to give gifts for. We supposed to give gifts for Savior's Day, and
right.
It's expensive.
It is.
That's just admit it. This little Negro money ain't gonna get it.
No.
Nothing.
But look, Brother Daryl, everything that you talked about on this program, beloved, you talk about the Quran. What does come to mind, my brother, is a hadith by Prophet Muhammad.
Thank you, Brother Tony.
The blessing of Allah be upon him. I'm gonna share this. He said that the worst thing in the last days would be a man not profiting from the knowledge he's gained.
Whoa. Boom, drop the mic.
And that is our condition overall, not just as Black people, not just Latinos, not just everybody, almost. Almost.
Right.
The ones that are winning and are excelling are the ones that know how this works. And that's one thing, that's the area that we suffer from.
Exactly.
We go to college, we're being taught a certain picture of how things are supposed to work, but they don't actually work that way. Exactly. We're taught to be dependent on a system that don't care about us and makes us completely dependent on the way that they have structured things. We work for them. We're not taught how to make the system work for us.
Yeah, right. See, once we get in this space, brothers and sisters, and understand from the perspective of freedom, I talk about that in the book. It's not about money. It's about freedom.
Right.
It's not about money. It's about freedom. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it like this: full and complete freedom. So he put two adjectives on top of freedom.
Right.
Most folks think just freedom is enough, but not for us, not from our condition. We need double adjective to make sure you clear on what kind of freedom we need and we deserve.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and then too, we'll start realizing, you don't expect these people to go teach you how to overthrow them. Who does that? But that's what we expect.
Who gives you that kind of education?
That's ignorant. That's why they in power. They wouldn't be in power if that's stupid. But we want them to be as we want them to be like us and think like us. Said no, hell. I wouldn't do it either. I said this many years ago.
I think we done fooled the people up. We done gave the people so much lead, Brother Daryl. Our cup runneth over. And I think this the things that you touched on, brother Tony, real quick, can you repeat that saying again from Prophet Muhammad?
Yes.
Peace be upon him.
There are different ways it's translated, because you know that with the Arabic, it doesn't directly translate oftentimes, but generally the hadith saying is, the worst thing in the last days would be a man that would not be able to profit from the knowledge that he has gained.
Praise be to Allah. I think, Brother Daryl, you mentioned that earlier when you cited problem number 13, right? Because that's what problem 13 is about right there. And speaking of problem 13 in that part, I think we can go ahead and let's go ahead and give our announcements for the evening, because
but before we do that, brother,
huge announcement happening.
We're
to
gonna
get a
begin
chance
with
to
this announcement,
exercise what we've been talking about.
That's
Exercise,
right.
economics, cooperative economics.
Yes, and working
Look,
collectively together.
This is the Unity series, and one of the greatest demonstrations of unity is our support for one another.
That's
So
right.
here we have our Cash App. We would greatly appreciate any kind of donation you're able to make.
Wait, Brother Tony, before you finish,
Yes.
before you finish that.
Go ahead,
So,
go ahead.
check it out. Remember when Brother Dare said get that money in assignment?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, no, we're
Make that
absolutely gonna
donation that you go give. Tell it to come back 20-fold. How about
That's
that?
right. That's right. That's a
we're
good
gonna
one.
put that money to work. This is not for us. This is for the work that we are doing here. This platform called StreamYard, there's a cost to it, you know, and we're looking to expand our work as the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives. We're going to put those dollars to work for us and for the benefit of our nation, for the benefit of our people. That's where your money will be going to. And so anything that you were able to give tonight, we greatly appreciate any kind of support, your dollars, your $5, your $10, your $100, $1,000 if you have it.
10,000.
10,000.
Oh,
10,000. We're not going to send it back.
10,000 and its friends.
Right, and then it's friends.
We're going to put it to work.
Yes, and we pray that you receive it 20-fold. We pray.
20-fold.
That's right.
We pray that you receive it.
Yes.
Press down,
And in the
shaking
same
together,
respect,
and
if
run it
there is
over.
anything that you have heard this evening that you have benefited from, that has made you feel better about yourself, that has made you more money conscious, then please continue to support the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives so that we can continue to put on this type of work that we're doing, because as they say, put your money where your heart is.
That's right.
Not just where your mouth is, but put your money where your heart is. Thank you for everybody that rode out with us for the past hour and 47 minutes and 19, 20, 22.
Phil got it down to
second. If you rode out with us, then that should be worth a little Cash App. But woo, we got something on the screen right now.
On that note, where will we be in about 2 weeks from now?
Detroit.
We will be in Detroit.
Yes.
And we're already saying Happy Savior's Day.
That's
right. We're going to be there present with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as he will be delivering this great and awesome message. What does Allah, the great Mahdi, and the great Messiah have to say about the war in the Middle East? What does he have to say? You have to be present. We would love for you to be present. You could also watch it online on NOI.org, but we would love for you to be present if you can make it. We want to see the demonstration of love of our people to be there for this unifying message, a message that is meant for us to learn and how to move out in these times, very dire times. So, beloved family, please be tuning in to this message.
Praises be to Allah. And Brother Philip, Brother Daryl, close us out.
You want a Reverend Ike money prayer?
No, hey, they work. Don't sleep on Reverend Ike. I know you know about Reverend Ike.
Basically, just again,
put your hands on the screen.
just basically where we can again your Instagrams, your Facebook.
Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Will you have a book club, Brother Darryl? Are you going to have a book club for the book?
For the listening audience, you make that Reverend Ike prayer privately to your God. But yes, absolutely. You can find me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, The Money Game Book, on Facebook. My IG is my name, Daryl Muhammad. And then what else? X is Daryl Muhammad. The website, of course, again, is themoneygamebook.com. And then I have my general website with some of my other products on. It's darylmuhammad.net. But you want to go to themoneygamebook.com to get the free audio, to get on my list. So yes, Sis Felicia, we're gonna have book club. We got merchandise, coffee cups, hoodies. So yeah, I want this to be more than just a book, right? Because I'm
A
given
movement.
we are
That's
given
right.
the responsibility to help raise a nation, not just
A
write.
new narrative. Yes.
So yes, ma'am, we're gonna have that, inshallah. And I hope to see all the believers there. I will have some books there. So just look for me. I'll look for you. And then Allah will put us together. So thank you all so very, very much for having me. And just like Brother Noor, anytime you want me to come back, I'll just come back. I'll just be everywhere, you know. So,
Yes,
so
sir.
thank you. Because this is a ministry. This is a
Yes,
ministry.
Sir.
That's
Yes.
right.
It is.
So praise be to
Praise
Allah.
be to
Thank you
Allah.
so
Thank
very
you
much.
again, Brother
You're
Daryl,
welcome.
for checking in
Thank
for the
you.
7th Region Coalition. Brother Tony, how we doing when we wrapping it up?
Well, we're gonna wrap it up this way. Dear family, thank you for tuning in. We look forward to bring to you more quality programming in the upcoming weeks and upcoming months. This is the Unity series. Keep tuning in. Next week, we're gonna be continuing on this Unity series, and our focus is gonna be on agriculture. You don't want to miss it because that is part of economics.
That's
so-
right.
You gotta have money to buy the land.
Come on,
That's right. That's right.
You gotta know what to do with the land. So tune in next
That's
week.
right.
In the famous words of Brother Lyle, how would he say it? We're not a clique, we're not a crew, we're not a group, we're not a club, but we are the 7th Region Coalition to help.
Hey, that's right. That's
save
right.